as well as to give you all the information that you will need, as well as to answer any question or questions that you might have. Now, before we get to the business of today, I'd like us to do something real quick. I know we all have an expectation, attending this webinar today. There's an outcome you are hoping to get from attending this webinar, and we'd very much like for that to be your experience. So we'll ask you to please drop any expectation, drop your expectations in the chat section. And I can assure you that our speakers will be looking out for it, and they would be addressing it to the best of their ability, given the time that we have. Now, once again, this webinar is about how you can study in Nigeria and earn a Canadian master's degree. This amazing opportunity is brought to you through a partnership by Meadow Hall and Trinity Western University. Meadow Hall is a leading learning institution that has been providing quality education for over 15 years, and we're still at it. The heart of what we do is excellence, which is a value that we share with Trinity Western University, which makes this partnership very unique. What that means is that you'll be getting the best of education, the best of experience. So you really want to seize this opportunity. Trinity Western University is Canada's premier private university, and they have a track record of delivering top-notch quality undergraduate and graduate degree programs. But I'm not going to say much about Trinity Western University because we have representatives from the school that are here today. They will be talking more on that with us in a short while. I'm sure they'll do more justice to that than I can anyways. So we'll be hearing from them very soon. Once again, like I mentioned, this webinar is going to be very informative. So we want to make sure that whatever questions you have, please drop them in the chat room so that you have them answered. And basically, that's why we're here, to answer all your questions, to give you all the information. So please keep the questions coming. Another interesting aspect to look forward to during this event is the testimonial from an alumni of the program. I am personally looking forward to that. She will be sharing with us her experience, and I'm sure that we will glean one or two things from her. So if I were you, I would start putting those questions that, because we'll be giving you an opportunity to direct some questions to her. So I'll start putting those questions together. This is one opportunity you don't want to miss, basically. We'll let you know how that will go in a short while. Basically, also, there's going to be a poll session. We're going to be running a poll, and it's going to be popping up on your screen during the course of the event. I encourage you to please participate. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce and hand over to Dr. Mbenzi. Dr. Mbenzi is the Director of International Engagement for Africa, Trinity Western University. Dr. Mbenzi, good morning once again.
Good morning.
It's morning over there, so good morning once again.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning back in Nigeria. Oh, good evening back in Nigeria.
Thank you.
We are so delighted to meet with you, and again to get the opportunity to share with you about Trinity Western University. Meadow Hall is a great partner. We've been working very well in the last year as we've envisioned what is possible during this COVID times. I'm delighted to have Vice President with us and our executive director with us as well. So I will start with our Vice President to talk, and then I will invite our executive director, who is in charge of all our international programs, and also you'll get an opportunity to share. So Dr. Laird, welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Mbenzi George. It's good to see you all here. I'm in a different part of the world, obviously, than you are, and it's still a little bit cold here. So I'm wearing a little bit of a heavy coat. I imagine in Nigeria, it's quite a bit warmer than we are here. I remember fondly the trip that I took to Nigeria just a couple of years back, and we are looking forward to making another trip to Nigeria maybe to visit Meadowhall and other locations in Nigeria once COVID-19 lifts, gets better, and we start to get back to a more normal life. And I know we're all looking forward to that time. I'll tell you a little bit about Trinity Western University, and maybe I'll take about 5 minutes or so and just describe the university here. And I'm not sure if we have slides. Jeff, I'm looking at you to see if you have any slides with pictures of our university. Trinity Western University is Canada's premier private Christian university. Trinity Western University was established in 1962, and our university has welcomed students from all around the world for almost the past 60 years. Trinity Western University has a number of key attributes, and I'll quickly go through those attributes. It's consistently ranked as one of the top universities in Canada for quality of education, and so we consistently rank at the A+ standing of quality of education. The university prides itself on having small class sizes, so our class size is under 25 students per class. We also have an intimate campus learning environment. And so for those who are able to come to Canada, we have dormitories on campus, a campus community that students can come and live in. We also have an urban campus center in the city of Richmond, which is close to our university. Trinity Western University plays athletically in U Sports, which is the top sporting commission in the country of Canada. And we've won over 11 national championships in Canada over the past 12 years. And we have 25 Canada West championships. Our students have a great university experience, and I'll talk about 3 main characteristics. I've already mentioned the quality of education, that's one. The second key characteristic of our university is that as a Christian university, we have certain characteristics to our living environment. We have a campus that has sort of a conservative living environment for students, and we're well known for a positive learning environment. And we also have exceptional, what we call student engagement. So our learners often will have an opportunity to participate in research labs, participate in travel abroad experiences, and we welcome students from over 40 countries around the world. My colleague, Mr. Jeffrey Fong, is going through some of the data on Trinity Western University. And some of you may be familiar with larger public universities in Canada, like the University of British Columbia, where I did my undergraduate degree, and Simon Fraser University, where I completed my PhD, which happens to be in the area of forensic psychology, and the University of Toronto. And you'll see that students who come to Trinity Western University would definitely choose Trinity Western University again at a higher level of compared to other universities. Trinity Western University offers a very supportive learning environment, and we have an integrated whole person development system, writing centers, recreation centers. We have doctors and nurses on campus and on-site counseling services, a number of cafeterias and athletic facilities for students to work out and be involved in a full line of campus activities. Trinity Western University was invited into the Royal Society of Canada. So in addition to our student-focused campus environment, we also have exceptional research, and our faculty consistently are involved in high-quality research across the country. And we represent Christian higher education at the highest level in the country. This is our main campus in Langley. You'll see some of the pictures here. There are a number of buildings. There is a brand new building that's going up. You can see trees to the right of this picture. And a current picture would have a new large building that is going to be our Robert Kuhn building, and that will house our global activities and our School of Business. And that building is a 4-story building, and it'll be the largest building on campus and will be the signature building. It'll be ready to open this fall, and it's already won a number of awards for its design and architecture. Trinity Western University also has a number of student life activities. We welcome, again, international students. So you'll see a picture here of a number of Indian students. We also have a large and growing African student body, and our university celebrates many activities on campus that are global activities. And so we have a global engagement office to manage those activities. And you can just continue on, Jeff, and I'll follow through. More than 60 countries are represented in our student body. We have a number of intercultural clubs, and we have activities like food activities and opportunities for students to get to know each other and understand the cultures of people from all around the world. In addition to our rural setting, we also have a setting in Richmond, which is in the more downtown area, the urban center of British Columbia. And this center is about a 10-minute drive from Vancouver International Airport. And here we have students from around the world, and they can live and study in Richmond. And we have a lot of sort of high-tech classrooms. The programs we offer in Richmond cover areas like business, our MBA program, leadership at the undergraduate and graduate level, and we do have a couple of theology programs that are offered in Richmond as well. And so students have a wide range of programs that they can choose in Richmond. I'm going to show you a listing of the different undergraduate degree programs divided by schools. So you can see we have a large faculty of humanities and social sciences with a wide range of undergraduate degree programs. Faculty of Natural and Applied Sciences, which also has a number of programs in science like biology, biotechnology, computer science, chemistry, etc. We also have pre-professional programs for students who are interested in dentistry, medicine, pharmacy, veterinary medicine, and other disciplines. A School of Arts, Media, and Culture. We have an acting program where students can be involved in theater. We have music. And one of the programs I'll highlight here, a couple, is our game development program for those who are interested in developing online games, marketing those games, writing the music for their own games, corporate communications, which is for branding and corporate engagement for those students who are interested in some of those areas. Our largest school is our School of Business, and you'll see some of the areas in the School of Business. And some of the areas in the School of Business are common areas like accounting, business administration, and some of them are unique, like our corporate communications bachelor's degree, our degree in sports and leisure management, our information systems minor, and our biotechnology and business administration combined degree program. So there are a number of options for students who choose to come to Canada and study in one of our degree programs. Our School of Education, which is one of our fastest growing schools, offers elementary and secondary education, as well as special education. School of Human Kinetics below that, which offers specializations in sports and leisure management, kinesiology, and other programs related to human kinetics. And not represented on this slide is our TW Global Enterprise, which is the largest part of our university and offers global programs like programs in leadership. And the programs in global are able to be offered all around the world. And these programs include the program we're working with Meadow Hall on right now, which is our Master of Arts in Leadership program. Here's a listing of our graduate degree programs, and you'll see a number of them. Our MBA, Master of Arts in Leadership, Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Humanities, Linguistics, TESOL, and Counseling Psychology. And these programs offer a wide range of opportunities for students. We also have programs like our Master of Science in Nursing, and we've now working through the approval process for a doctorate in nursing, which is an area that we're very well known for. Although those programs are more difficult for international students to participate in because of the government regulations around nursing in Canada. There are many benefits for those who may choose to come to Canada, and I know we're working on a collaboration with Meadow Hall that allows students to complete their degree programs in Nigeria, but many students will also want to come to Canada. There's a number of characteristics of Canada that I should highlight. One is the low unemployment rate. And not only is Canada have a low unemployment rate, the province of British Columbia, the specific area where Trinity Western University is located, has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, and also has a lot of high-tech and transnational businesses. So it is considered the gateway to Asia. We're on the west coast of Canada, and there are many, many employment opportunities for students who graduate from Trinity Western University and from other universities in our area. Canada has a warm and welcoming and friendly society, and so we pride ourselves on being multicultural. We have people from all around the world who come and choose to make Canada their home. We also have various options for those who come from other places in the world and want to experience their own, a taste of their own home country. Various restaurants, food services, movie theaters, clubs and organizations where people can participate in cross-cultural or intercultural engagement. We also have faith-based communities where people are able to worship and celebrate their faith in unique environments all across Canada. Trinity Western University is close to the United States. It's about a 20-minute drive from our main campus in Langley to the US border. I live very close to the United States border, and so it's common for me and my family to drive across the border for milk or for food or for dinner, gasoline, other kinds of things. Although with COVID-19, no one is driving across the borders right now. It's a little inconvenient. We have flexible immigration policies, and there are many opportunities for those who are around the world to come work and study in Canada, get a postgraduate work permit for a number of years, and move towards Canadian immigration. And most of our international students take that path, although many of our international students go back to their home country with their Trinity Western University degree and contribute to the culture and environment that they came from in terms of their home country, but also maintain their alumni network with Trinity Western University and are able to fully participate in the alumni network that we have all around the world. Those who go through an education system can apply for Canadian Experience Class Immigration. And maybe at this point, what might be best is for me to hand things over to Jeff Feng, who understands these slides more than I do. I understand them at a pretty high level, but Mr. Fong is actively involved in helping students understand their options in Canada. So Jeff, maybe I'll turn it over to you. I will say one thing before I wrap up. I look forward to meeting you, hopefully seeing you at some point, either in Canada or in Nigeria in the future. And I'll probably have an opportunity to speak to all of you as a group later on. I will go into the chat room now. And if you have questions that you think I might be able to help you with, I'll be open to answering those questions in the chat room. So please feel free to ask questions there, and we'll do our best to try to give you some responses to your questions. So with that, I'll pass it over to Jeffrey Fong, Executive Director of Trinity's Global Connections.
Thank you, Dr. Laird, and thank you, Dr. Imbenzi, for inviting me to join this seminar. I was listening to Ms. Adiogan introducing everyone here, and then I just realized that there are not only one MA Leadership alumni, but three, and also a professor. So Dr. Laird actually taught me in the MA Leadership program, and Dr. Imbenzi George was also alumni of the MA Leadership program, I believe. So there are actually three alumni here and a professor from the program. So we have a very good representation of this particular program. It's fantastic. And as you may realize that both myself, Dr. Imbenzi, and of course, Ibikia, our international student before in the past. And we actually chose MA Leadership program as the master's of choice. Even though there are many programs at Trinity Western University, we still chose this particular program because we truly believed what the program teaches, especially talking about servant leadership and transformational leadership. These are the two subject areas that this program actually teaches, and I'm sure Dr. Imbenzi still teach these particular topic to the students, and a lot of students have a great experience in his class. So again, like I said, I was also an international student, studied at Trinity in the undergraduate programs, but also the master's program. So I found myself a good place in the Canadian society because I had opportunity to study at Trinity Western University. I think a lot of the people, the reason that why you are here today is because you are interested in coming to Canada, interested in coming to Vancouver, also interested in studying with us at Trinity Western University. And our programs and our faculty and staff will be able to help you. I did see some of the chats while Dr. Laird is talking about the university, and a lot of the students here, professionals, I say, very interested in coming to Canada and relocate and find out how to relocate. I know that's a big topic. We won't be able to have the time to go through all the details, but I just want to highlight a few points that Dr. Laird just mentioned, and specifically to the study permit, work permit, and the flexibilities of the immigration policies in relation to the higher education. So, I'm sure the team here in this chat room, in this particular seminar room, will go over the details of the MA Leadership Program, but I'd like to just take a little bit of time, not so much, but a little bit of time talking about the various programs in the immigration policies. So one of the best ways to come to relocate to Canada, if you want to use that word, relocate to Canada with you by yourself or with your family, is actually through education, especially higher education. There are two or three different classes or programs that the Canadian government offers. I personally actually chose two of the programs. Way back when I was studying, I was actually applying for immigration. I actually applied for the federal skilled worker class, where if you have a special skills. At that time, I was doing IT. About 15 years ago, you can still relocate, immigrate to Canada with IT skill set. Nowadays, it's more biotechnology, chemistry, pharmaceutical related subject areas. So you can apply under the skilled worker classes. So currently, if you're in Nigeria, working in this particular field, engineering, pharmaceuticals, about technology, definitely you're able to apply through this particular class. But as an international student, you have other two programs to choose from. One is called the Canadian Experience class, and another one is Provincial Nominee program. Provincial, there are different provinces in Canada. There's a British Columbia, that's where we are located. There's also Ontario, that's where Toronto is located. So, again, I'm gonna just very briefly talk about these, right? So Canadian Experience class will allow you, if you have a work, have a job, a full-time job, 30 hours per week, not 40 hours, 30 hours per week, and or equal amount of part-time work, that is your basic requirement, right? That's your basic requirement. So as long as you are able to find a job in Canada at least 1 year, you are eligible to apply this particular class. Now, in order to have a working experience in Canada, of course, you can use your experience, your education history from Nigeria, but we found usually if you are graduated from a Canadian institution, Canadian education institution, it's much easier for the students, for the professionals to find jobs in Canada. Of course, you will also meet a language level. Even though I know in Nigeria, everyone speaks English, but you still have to have some kind of a standardized testing. If you've gone through the standard testing, like the CLB, a Canadian language benchmark, or using IELTS or TOEFL, of course, with a high score, that's another requirement that you will satisfy. And so a lot of majority, I would say 60% of the students, international students from overseas, either from Africa, from India, from China, that will apply under this particular class, right? So I know a lot of you who are on the other side right now are working professionals in Nigeria. That's great, right? Those experience that you have right now will count. Some of them will count towards some of these requirements. The other program called British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program. It's a bit of a mouthful, but in short, it's called a BCPNP program. This particular program will evaluate an international student based on 6 categories. One is the skill level of your BC job offer. Really, this is about what type of a job you have in BC. Another thing they look at is your wage, right? How much you're making per year. That will determine what score you get. And then where you actually work. If you work in downtown Vancouver, usually they don't give you a very high mark. But if you work, outside of Vancouver, a bit further away from Vancouver, where they encourage employment, you will get a better mark. So as you can see, job matters a lot in any of the immigration related programs. So job played a major, like almost half or sometimes over half, importance, right? And finding a good job, one of the requirement is have a good education. So as you can see, if you look at the other 3 kind of categories in the immigration, this particular immigration class, you will see have higher education, right? So if you are taking our MA leadership in Nigeria and come to Canada later, usually you will have a full mark of a 25, right? But if you have an undergraduate degree only, then this will drop down to 17. So, but if you have a highest level of education, that is a master's level or doctor's level, both PhD or master's will have the same score, that is at 25, right? And your language score is the one that I was speaking of, about your IELTS, your TOEFL score high. So most of the international students will do their best to achieve as high as they can in order to meet the minimum requirement, right? So this is why, our program, especially the Masters of Arts in Leadership program, we give us such a good opportunity for working professionals like yourself, the opportunity, the ability to be able to relocate if you choose this path, right? So, for example, our MA leadership program, will definitely give you the highest score in this BC Provincial Nominee Program ranking, but the MA leadership program will also provide you a wide range of job opportunities in BC. So that's the key, right? Like sometimes the students, for example, some students may choose, I want to do finance or accounting. Those are great options. However, their job availability is much, much less than a leadership degree. There's, if you look at accounting major, in a company, in a medium to small size company, how many accountants they would need, right? Probably 1 or 2 only, right? But they would need a lot of leadership. They would need a lot of staff who have a leadership experiences to lead and manage a company, right? So this is why, personally, I've been working in this industry for about 15 years now. I have seen many of our graduates taking leadership program would be able to find jobs more easily than more focused master's degrees. For example, the accounting, in accounting master's degree in Canada. It's much easier for our students to find a job because leadership is a wide topic. So every company, industry, organization will need some kind of leadership ability or expertise, right? So that's a bit of background information about the immigration related. Now, of course, if you if you're looking at the study permit, if you are staying in Nigeria and come to Canada, the government will usually give you, when you graduate, because our program is designed to be finished in 17 months, 17 months. So with the 17-month program, the Canadian government will give you a work permit, allow you to work within Canada anywhere, right? Anywhere. Every student is eligible and free to apply for this work permit. This is a very different from the US, right? So currently, if you choose, if you are still debating about, in your mind, debating about, should I come to US or come to Canada to study? There's no, really, to me, like personally to me, I know I'm in Canada, I'm a little bit biased, but to me, I would definitely choose Canada because the society is more welcoming, like Dr. Laird talked about. We have a great program, but also we give students this work permit up to 3 years. However, US government will not grant any students this type of work permit. So if you graduate from a master's program in US, you have to find a job first, right? And then apply for a half year or 1 year work permit. But to find that job, the employer usually want to know you already have some kind of resident proofs. But if you are an international student, majority of the company do not want to spend time or money or paperwork to sponsor an international student, right? So they want to know that you are already a permanent resident in the US or a citizen in US, because they don't have to do any paperwork or spend money on sponsor you, right? However, if you are an international student, they will have to spend money, right, or time or documentation to do that for you. So, that this is why Canada has becoming more and more popular among international students, become the study abroad destination, because Canada is so welcoming for international student. Right. So I'm sure you will hear more from Ibikia and others in this group. I'd like to pass pass to Ms. Adiogan. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey, for that detailed information. Thank you so much. I see that we are dropping our questions in the chat. Please, let's continue to do that. Let's drop our questions in the chat section of the webinar. Now we're going to move on with today's event, and coming up next, we have Mrs. Joy Oguchi. She is the Director of Studies, Meadow Hall Online Learning and Programs, and she'll be sharing with us, you'll be talking to us about the FAR Center. Now you want to listen to this. The FAR Center is a facility that you have access to when you register for this program, basically, and it's going to be of great support to your learning. So, Mrs. Oguchi, you're welcome.
Thank
once
you.
Again.
Thank you so much, Mayowa. Let me see. Okay, I have a. Oops. Sorry. Okay. I want to go ahead and share my screen. Oh. 1 minute, please. Okay. So I'll share my screen. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning to our partners in Canada. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I will just continue from where my colleagues, Dr. Phil and Jeffrey have stopped, just to let you know about the program, how the FAST Center in Lagos has been structured. But first of all, let me talk about Meadow Hall. This is a partnership that we have with Trinity Western University. And that partnership is to allow students in Nigeria to be able to acquire Canadian degrees from home and choose to either go finish up in Canada or even finish in Nigeria, armed with an internationally recognized degree. This FAST Center, this relationship is very unique because we found out that the Trinity Western University and Meadow Hall share some values in common. Some of them have been mentioned already, but I would just want to reiterate. One of them is, Christ. If you look at Meadow Hall, our first core value is Christ, having Christ at the center of everything we do. And of course, that Trinity Western University is also a Christian university. Secondly, that emphasis on leadership is something that we are also very passionate about. And then thirdly, the commitment to quality education. And so that is what has brought this partnership together. Let me, our facility, the FAST Center. Our FAST Center is located in Ikoyi. Of course, Ikoyi is a beautiful area in Lagos, one of the choicest parts of Lagos, and it's highly equipped with state-of-the-art technology and high-speed internet. So it gives you the opportunity to come in there and work without thinking about internet and all of that. The programs we offer currently are the U1 program and the Master's program, which I'm going to talk a bit more about. The U1 program basically is the first year of undergraduate studies program. So for the first year, they would take their classes in Lagos at our FAST Center before transferring to Canada to complete their studies, or they may choose to stay back and complete the entire 4 years of their undergraduate program. The Master's is another one. Also coming on is the Graduate Certificate in Education Leadership, and also the Online Learning and Facilitation Certificate Program. These are programs that we're going to be introducing in the near future. Now, okay, so the Master's program itself, we offer 2 streams, which is the education stream. The education stream, at the end of it, you would have a Master of Arts in Educational Leadership, and then the business stream, which gives the Master of Arts in Business Leadership. And the program runs for 18 months for full-time students and 24 months for part-time. Altogether, 34 credit hours are required to complete the program. I've seen in the chat room, people are asking about the price, the fees, and all of that. So the thing is that if you study in Nigeria, you would be saving half of that tuition, even more than half of the tuition studying in Nigeria, and you would be studying, be taught by the same professors at TWU, and just getting all of that discount and getting the same degree as people in Canada. Some of the benefits that you stand to enjoy from this program is, of course, you'll be earning a globally recognized degree, and you have a well-structured schedule for people who are busy or working adults. And then it's structured in a way that you complete the program in a timely manner. All of the classes, like I said, are taught by the professors at TWU. You will be learning from them directly, and you would have access to their library. I think that is very important, because for your research and all of that, you'll be able to, you have the confidence that you get the materials that you need. You would have adequate support and mentoring by experienced learning facilitators that will be here in Lagos, helping to direct your studies. You would have the option of taking some of the courses at TWU, the Langley campus, over the summer. If you choose to take some of your classes over the summer, you could travel down there and take those classes. And you could also transfer, and complete your program there in Canada. And the degree you would be getting from this program, for those of you who are teachers, will qualify you for the teaching license from TRCN, Teacher Registration Council of Nigeria. That's for the education stream. And if you study full-time, you will be eligible for a post-study work permit, like Jeffrey had already mentioned. Of course, we've talked about the 50% discount in tuition. Now, what outcomes, do you stand to, what will be the outcome? Of course, the graduates from this program will gain a competitive edge, for employment opportunities. So once you have your degree, you know how it is, it just better positions you in the marketplace. And you would have instant opportunity for career advancement, even in your place of work. It's almost automatic that once you get your degree, especially a globally recognized one as this, you would be able to stand in a better position for that progression. And we believe that teachers who graduate from this program become, what we call teacherpreneurs. That link, that connection between education, leadership, business is not something that comes, that is common. Teachers usually are focused on teaching, but now, teachers are better positioned with that experience in leadership and even knowledge in business to be able to broaden their scope. So that is also an opportunity that comes with the program, an outcome that you expect after the program. So there's a lot more that I can say, but I see that questions are already coming in the chat room. So put your questions there, we will answer you. But please feel free to visit our website, go to our website. There's a lot more that you can learn from there. On the website, you have the list of courses that you will be taking. There are all the specific admission requirements are also listed there. So please visit the website. And if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us through the email address posted on the screen or phone call. We will be very happy to answer all your questions, and we look forward to registering you for this program. Thank you. Mayowa, over to you, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Oguchi, for that. Thank you so much. Like Mrs. Oguchi has said, please drop your questions in the chat section. I will be posting the link to our website shortly. You can visit it. You have more information. You have access to the brochure, and you have more information as regarding this program. Okay, we'll be proceeding right now. And this part, like I said, is a part that I believe that a lot of you would connect with, because it is a testimonial by an alumni of the master's program in the person of Ibika Iworima. Ibika.
Hi.
Good morning from over there.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So we're very eager to hear from you, and I'll just let you go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to share.
Sorry, Bika, so sorry. I wanted to say, please, if you have any questions that you want to direct specifically to Ibika, please drop them in the chat section, and then she would also do justice to that as well. Okay, over to you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about the Masters of Leadership, which I did. In my case, I wish I had this opportunity. I would have done it earlier than I did. My undergraduate was at River State University Science of Technology, Port Harcourt. Then I went to law school in Lagos. And after law school, I worked in nonprofit Christian ministry for about 8 to 10 years. And I was like, I want to be able to influence change in Nigeria, basically, one person at a time. And I decided I would search for a program. I chose Canada because I said I don't want to go to a place where I have to learn language and school at the same time. That was it. But I did not know anything about education in Canada, but I knew I wanted to do a leadership program that would teach me how to serve people, not how to be the boss, how to work with people, how to be a team player. And so I just Googled transformational servant leadership in Canada. And the first school that popped up was Trinity. Like, it was the top. I'd never heard of the school before. And I got their contact and I called the school. And by the time I was like, okay, this looks like what I want. And I'll say, honestly, for my first day of class, it beat my expectation because my background is in law, office management, administration, event planning. But when I started the MLE program, I noticed like it covers every sector. It's not restrictive. So in my class, I had dentists, we had principals, we had pastors, we had business owners, I had people in every sector. And for me, the Masters of Leadership, it makes you almost an expert in any field. For example, most people think I have a HR background. I don't. I've never studied anything in HR. And because the MA Leadership Program, it teaches you to be people-centered. It teaches you to know yourself, know your interests, and how to collaborate with other people to actualize their own dreams and make bigger impact, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in medicine, technology. And for me, the MA Leadership Program, it's like, I know we have two classes of people here, those that want to study and move to Canada and those that want to get something more. If you're like me, after my undergraduate program, I just felt like I wasn't competent enough as a graduate. That is the honest truth. I just felt like I want to learn more. And the Masters for me, I just felt like the MA Leadership, it teaches you how to be a manager, how to be a president, how to be an entrepreneur. You have courses that in social enterprise, courses that even talk of governance. How do you lead a board? So it's not restricted to business. Yes, most people, when they hear a master's in leadership, they think business. No, or when you hear a master's in leadership education, it's like, it's all round, it's people-centered. It's like, how do you do healthy competition? How do you collaborate with people? How do you have a vision and see, oh, somebody else can implement my vision better than me? And you give it, and you're like, how to give it to somebody else without feeling nobody will recognize me. The value system, how do you coach people to be better than themselves? And for me, the Masters of Leadership, it's so, if we look at Nigeria, if we look at the world all over today, we are all celebrating Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. And if you look at her track record, what is it she has done that is making people say she's worthy to receive? Is the way she did what she did, is the way she knows how to work with people. One of the things, if you study her, a lot of and so
don't put the brown socks. So
I just feel like this Masters of Leadership is so timely for Nigeria now. Then for those of us that say, look, you know what, I want to step out of Nigeria for a while. It is
put the tight.
I'll say it's
put
the
that
best
in our way.
thing.
Put
it's the
it.
best thing going on.
Ngozi,
Ngozi, can you mute yourself? Ngozi Ajinde, could you mute yourself, please?
There's another white singlet, the wait now.
Hello, Ngozi. Hello, Ngozi, can you hear me? Can you please
Okay,
mute?
she's been muted. She's been muted. Sorry for that interruption. And so for me, when you come to the immigration part, after my master's degree, I would say for those that are asking that question, if there's one of the many things I learned is learn to, even after getting all this answer, always ask the right question from the right source. I know I sound like a broken record. Fortunately, Dr. Mbenzi was my supervisor, you know, and he was so open. And I heard this from other students like that have been to UBC, SFU, like the one-on-one connection, the effort, the selfless effort, the professors go beyond the classroom. For me, till date, it stands out, which is why I'm so passionate about the MA Leadership Program. The one-on-one contact. The classes, they make the Trinity University, they make the effort not to make the classes too big. So you're not just learning academics, you're improving on what you already know, and you're learning how to ask the right questions. Like, he just put me through like, okay, if you do it this way, this is the right way, because you will get people that will give you all sorts of advice. I promise you, like, I mean, we have that in Nigeria, like even here, you have people that will give you all sorts of advice. I would say, yes. And because there are a lot of things that it's not in Trinity's hand, if the government changes a policy, they'll just tell us as students. But what I found was like, the willingness for them to share that policy for my benefit as an international student. They did not have to do that for me, but like, they didn't have to, but like, they're like, oh no, don't do this. This is it, go to this website. This is the government website. You know, when it comes to immigration, that for me was very, very important. And I would say what the Masters of Leadership did after my studies, I was like, okay, I don't have a Canadian work experience. And the interesting thing was that the first job I got in Canada was at Trinity. And I got the job because of just talking about what the program did for me. And I did not apply for the job. I just got a call saying, oh, there's a job, we think you're a good fit. And when I asked why I was offered the job, they said, the way you talk about what the leadership program did for you gave me the job. And the second job I got, which till today I'm still like, I'm baffled, was in one of the global tech companies. And I went for an interview and like similar thing, I'd not applied for the job, but someone had seen my profile where I'd written about the MA leadership on LinkedIn and told me, there's a job in a tech company, we think you'll be a good fit. And I went for the job interview and it was for an administrative assistant position. And at the end of the interview, the person interviewing me asked me, I should describe myself in 3 words. And all I said was transformational servant leadership. And they were like, what is that? That they've never heard that word before. And I said, it's about how do you make people want to come to work? How do you connect managers and people? This is a tech company. If anything tech, I'm a novice. Like it's a big tech company, global, international. And I said, I'm just passionate about collaboration. How do you see beyond the policies? How do you see beyond the company's initial goal of profit or making a product and stuff like that? And so 2 weeks after the interview, I didn't get the job, but they said there's another position they would like me to come and interview for, and it's a position they don't have. And so I said, okay, I'll come for it. And the first question they asked me was, can you talk a bit more about transformational servant leadership? And I was like, okay. And just sharing basically everything I learned in the MA leadership program. They were like, they've been thinking about this position since they opened their office in Vancouver. And like, they've never been able to articulate what they needed. And it was a position they did not have. And so because of my master's in leadership, they created a position for me in the company. And so people say, oh, do I have to work in nonprofit? No, you can work anywhere. You can be the president of a country. You can be an NGO, startup NGO. You can be a social entrepreneur. You can be a teacher that goes beyond teaching. And that's something else, my testimonial, like the way they teach. A lot of people ask me, do I have to write exams? I came in thinking I would write exams. I didn't have to write exams. And I learned a new word. In Nigeria, most of our educational system is summative learning, whereas you read a textbook, then the professor tells you what it is, then you write an exam that you need to give the professor the answer he has determined is the answer. And from my experience, I don't know of any other university. Anything I know about any university in Canada, I heard it from classmates. It's kind of similar to what some of the universities do, let's say most of the time. But at Trinity, what I found out, and which is one reason I said this has to go to Nigeria, they have a formative learning assessment, which is, this is what the textbook says. This is what the professor says. Go read the material. Let's have a discussion and tell me how this can be implemented in your life, in your sector. So it's real life experience you're writing. Yes, there are criteria you have to write in an academic style, but you're already practicing what you're doing before you leave school. That's what the Masters of Leadership does for you. So like all your papers, all your, whatever you're writing, your project, it's about what you're going to do. So like, if you leave me, I'll keep talking. So I don't know if you have any question for me.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So do we have any questions for her? I'm looking at the chat section right now, and maybe we'll still have, maybe we'll have them come in, you know, eventually, but I think we should just generally just move to the question and answer section of today's event. And if there's any question for you, I will just simply direct it to you. So I see that there's a lot of questions, and the questions have actually been answered in the chat section, but I'm going to pick one or two that I feel have been reoccurring so that we would have more clarity as regarding that. Of course, questions on postgraduate work permits has been occurring a lot. So I'm just going to direct some of the questions to Trinity Western University representatives. Okay, so one of the questions says, if a student is in Canada, the student needs to maintain a full, oh, so sorry, that's not the question. Okay, it says, if the MA leadership is done part-time in 25 months, does it still qualify me for a postgraduate work permit? I think I'll direct that question to Dr. Phil.
I think I'm going to pitch that over to Jeff. Jeff's more knowledgeable about the postgraduate work permit requirements. Yeah. Sorry, I'll let him comment.
Sure, thank you. So yeah, there's a great discussions there. So so the first thing we have to know is it has to be a full-time study. That's the first thing our students have to know. So you have to maintain a full-time study, either within Canada or outside Canada, right? So if you're in Nigeria or in Australia or in United Kingdom, that's okay. Like you studying outside of Canada, that's okay, but you have to be full-time. Second, our full-time with the master's program, I believe it's only 2 courses. So as long as you maintain 2 courses, like say you take a course in January and then you take another course in March, and then our semester is 4 months long, then that's a full-time. So don't worry too much about, oh, you have to take 3 or 4 or 5 courses. No, that's not possible for a master's program, really, with the workload and everything. It's not possible. So our full-time status is actually 6 credits, 2 courses, okay? And you can study fully online. You can study fully online in Canada or outside of Canada, as long as you're full-time. You will be eligible to apply PGWP. Okay, so that's the information I would give you, and then our program will probably give you up to 3 year a work permit, PGWP, up to 3 years. I hope this is clear.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. I believe it's clear. I believe it's clear as well. Another question that seemed to be, reoccurring is, so if I study fully online, this person is asking, if I study fully online in Nigeria, will I still be eligible for the work permit?
Yes, that answer is yes. If you study in Nigeria online and full-time, like 2 courses each semester, then you're eligible.
Okay. Another question, I see something here in the chat section about this will go on to December 2021 based on Canada's immigration laws. Can you expatiate on that?
So that really means start now, start a program now. Well, the policy is very flexible and open. So it really means if you are studying now and from now till December, all of the time spent in Nigeria online and full-time will be counted towards PGWP. So that's what it really means. Otherwise, without this policy, so under normal circumstances, so you have to study at least 50% in Canada. So you have to come to Canada. So this new policy will allow you to study fully online in Nigeria, and you don't have to come to Canada. And that's what it means.
But we can say that it's temporary for now, based on.
That's right. It's a temporary for now. Yeah, that's temporary for now.
Yeah. Now I'll qualify Mr. Fong's comment. The fully studying in Nigeria for the entire degree program and counting towards postgraduate work permit is temporary, but it's always been the case that you can do up to 50% of your degree in Nigeria and then come and complete the degree in Canada for postgraduate work permit. So that's the policy on an ongoing basis regardless. And so students can start now if they want the full study to count towards a postgraduate work permit, but they can also start at a later date and at least 50% will be counted towards postgraduate work permit, and then they'll have to make their way to Canada at a future date.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarification. Also, what model is the online studies in Nigeria going to be? Is it going to be synchronous or asynchronous? What model would we be adopting?
I think this is one for Dr. Mbenzi to talk through.
Yeah. We're going to be using both synchronized and asynchronized. Right now, all our courses are being developed in a far center format, and we will have facilitators. Once the country opens up, we'll have a facilitator on site. But until that happens, we'll be doing online. So I'll give you an example. Right now, we're running graduate leadership courses at House of Freedom in Lagos, and they are meeting Wednesdays and Saturdays live for about 2 hours. And so they are doing synchronized where they come in live, but the rest of the week material is online where students can actually work at their own pace. When a student misses a class, it doesn't mean they miss what's taught, because everything is being recorded on Zoom. So Trinity has worked very hard to make sure technology is available in terms of students being able to get all source material. The old style of online learning has changed. What Trinity is using now is the live aspect, both the synchronized and the asynchronized, so that students can get the full benefits of, if I'm the professor, you will see me on Wednesday and you'll see me on Saturday. And that's kind of what we are trying to set up with our teachings with our partners in Nigeria. And the time is agreed upon by our partner and our students. So when we started at House of Freedom, we met with the students, with the graduate students, and they agreed, 7:30 to 9 o'clock is the best time for us in Nigeria in the evening. And so we work very closely to listen to our partners and the graduate students, and then we develop the mechanism of running the class that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mbenzi, for that. We can see that it's a very flexible program, which is suited for, working professionals. And yes, we like, you don't have to worry about the time zone and all of that. And it's just a beautiful, it's an opportunity, I believe, that you want to seize, basically. So we are well past time now, actually, and I know we still have some questions. I'm going to drop our email. You can send in your questions. You can call us as well. I will drop the website again, the link to the website. You can visit our website. We have all our contact details there, and we can answer as we will stay here all day if we're to answer all the questions that you have, but you can always call, you can always schedule a meeting, and we would have all your questions answered, basically. So we're rounding up now. We're rounding up, basically. I see a lot of questions yes, the poll. I hope the poll has popped up. I hope we've been able to participate in that. I saw it pop up on my screen, so I believe that we've taken part in that. So that would actually help us. We asked key questions that would actually help us in delivering our services to you, basically. So there's one question I would like to take, one more question that I would like to take, and then I would hand over to Dr. Mbenzi to round up for today. So this person says, the policy is until December 2021, but the program is for 17 months full time. If I am studying 100% outside Canada, starting from this year, do I still qualify for a postgraduate work permit when the program will end in 2022? So Jeffrey, I think I would like you to please answer this question. Thank you.
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Take it again. Okay. The policy is until December 2021, but the program is for 17 months full time. I am studying 100% outside Canada starting from this year. Do I still qualify for the postgraduate work permit when the program will end in 2022?
Okay.
So she's worried about the timeline.
Right. Yeah. So if you study in March, for example, like tomorrow, March. So March till December. That's how many months? That's 9 months, about 9 months, right? So the 9 months, and the program is 18 months. So another, so really, like no, I'll use a different example. If a student studied, okay, so if we have this program and we started offer in January, and some students started in January, okay, in January, and then it goes until 12 months. So at the end of this year, they have taken 12 months, and then they will only need another 6 months in 2022, right, to finish the entire program, right, correct? Right, so there's just 12 months this year and 8 months next year. So the full year this year will count towards the PGWP, right? That's what this new policy indicates, right? Everything from this year, everything you study, all the courses you study online outside of Canada will count towards PGWP. Now, if you it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain that, without examples. So the 50% rule, really what we are talking about here is the 50% rule here, right? So half of your study has to be in Canada in order to get a PGWP, as the old policy has indicated, half, right? So that means 9 months has to be in Canada. Right. So if you study the MA leadership program, the 18-month MA leadership program, 9 months has to be in Canada, has to be done in Canada. With the new rule, it really talks about all of your program, all of the time taking the program will be outside of Canada, will be eligible to the PGWP. I don't know if it makes sense. Like it's quite difficult to explain. And we are now in March, and the policy lasts until December, and we are right in the 9 months right now. We are right in the 9 months. So So it really means the next, so if you start a program now and the government doesn't extend this policy, it will mean next January, you have to be in Canada, okay? You have to be in Canada, not in UK, not in Australia, not in Nigeria, not in Nigeria. You have to come to Canada to finish your MA leadership program. If government does not extend current policy, I hope that makes sense, right?
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you
It's
for
I know
that.
it's a bit hard to explain. It's like we are this policy was so new. Actually, Dr. Laird informed me about this policy, and we're still in the middle of calculating all this, right? How that affects the students. But really, I just want to really emphasize, if the government, okay, does not extend this policy, okay, and they only say, well, this studying online outside of Canada 100% counting towards PGWP until December. If this policy does not extend itself, that means our students have to be in Canada studying next January.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Thank you for that. Okay. Shortly, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Mbenzi for the closing remark. But I just thought I'd share our polls result. It's in now, and I see that a lot of people are considering, this program because of career advancement, which is very good. People are also considering the study flexibility. Yes, quite a number of people. Well, we have 50-50 in for people that want to study fully online, and some people would prefer the blended option, which is to take some courses online and in person at TW's campus in Canada. Yes, and 62% would like to start in Nigeria, then transfer to Canada. And a lot of people will go for the full-time option. So thank you so much for participating in the poll. Like I said, this would help us in advising you when you start your admission process. So we've dropped, our website is in the chat section, also our phone number and our email address. Feel free to get in touch with us. If you have more information that you would like, we are here to, to answer all of that for you. And then we hope to be receiving your application very soon. So Dr. Mbenzi, over to you.
Just want to thank you all for taking your time this evening to meet with us. And we're delighted to see that most of you are interested to move to the next step. We at Trinity commit to work along with you and support you in your academic studies, and also help be part of your journey, either in Canada or in Nigeria. Please reach out to Meadowhall. The application is on their website, and we're working with them very closely, and we'll process the application as quickly as they come. Jeffrey's office is dedicated to making sure that the LOAs are issued on time. So thank you so much for taking the time, and we look forward to meeting all of you again sometime soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for making time to be here today. The website link is on the chat right now. Someone complained that it wasn't working, and I've posted it again, so please do check it out. Like I said, you can also reach out to us by email at meadowhallvirtuallearning.org or call us. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayowa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, everyone, for
you,
joining in. Mayowa,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Dr. Mbenzi.
PK, Dr. Mbenzi, all our participants.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you so much. I'm just trying to find a way to print the poll or to save the poll for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
That would be helpful.
Very helpful.
There. Very good.
Okay.
Well, do you have it? Were you able to?
Yeah, I've tried to save it differently onto a Word document, so I'm gonna email it over to you guys right away.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it be a little bit big so that we can see it.
And then the recording, right? You would
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
it
the recording. Actually, I better stop the recording now.